Hi, this is Jim Lowe, and welcome to another one of my high country video chronicles. Today I am at the Vogelsang High Sierra Camp in Yosemite. We're going to be here for an overnighter, and the plan is to fish some of the golden trout lakes that are in the area. If that interests you, please continue to watch. Today I'm joined by Chris. Conditions right now up here are pretty good. It's been pretty smoky, but you know, as the time has gone on, the winds come in, and up here at the High Sierra Camp, it's fairly clear. Our understanding is the smoke's been coming in and out, and it's been you know, it's been bad in the evenings, and well, I guess we'll see what happens. Okay, so we're at our destination lake. Expectation is for the temps today to be low 70s, high 60s, high 20s, low 30s in the evening. Now there are a couple lakes here that we're going to explore. We're going to try to explore 2 lakes today, and then another tomorrow on the way out. So we've found our spot for the night. I'm going to pitch my tarp here, and Chris is going to take this spot over here. It's windy and smoky, so I think I'm going to go with a fully enclosed triangle tarp. I'm a little worried about condensation, but I'm more worried about the smoke. So it's about 2 o'clock, and I finally finished setting up my tarp. I tried a bunch of different configurations. I really wanted to do the triangle tarp, but the wind just kept blowing that over, and I couldn't really get it secure. So I decided to go with the tent tarp because that's pretty stable out of the gate. Probably not the best tent tarp, but it's my first year with tarps, and I'm still learning. I've had to secure it down here on this end because the wind's coming in from this direction. The wind's also coming in from the back, and what's happening was the dirt here was being blown up inside the tarp. So hopefully by staking them down, I'll be able to keep some of that dust out. The weather here, you know, there's going to be smoke tonight, so I wanted something that was more enclosed. Unfortunately, the triangle tarp just didn't work out. So somebody that we spoke with earlier said that there was ash fall. So hopefully this will protect me somewhat from the ash. I'll probably have to sleep on my buff. One of the things that I did here to secure is I just used my knife to make a stake, and then put this rock down to try to keep this down to the ground. So I've got this staked to that. I put a V-notch in there to hold that in place, and then I ran it out to that log. Okay, so we're gonna get fishing. Temps have come down, wind's gone up, and it is breezy, breezy, breezy. Water looks good. Hopefully we'll be able to cast out far enough to catch some fish. So we've come down to the first lake, and there's a little inlet right here. And so I figure I'm going to start my fishing there. Chris is going to start his fishing up that way, and we're going to head down the bank. Is absolutely brutal. Keeps changing direction. 1 minute it's a headwind, the next minute it's a tailwind, and it's super, super strong. The fish are going to be deep or down in the structure. They're not going to want to deal with this. I managed to get one hook up, but that's it. Haven't seen any fish. So we're going to move on to the second lake. We're kind of hoping that it's less windy up there, but we don't know. We're not 100% sure that there are fish up there, so we'll see what happens. That's the bluff that we've got to go up to get there. I'm tired already. This is really cool up here. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, this is going to be a challenge in terrain alone. Okay, so it's looking like a tough little lake to get around. I've got a clear path this way. Not so clear a path this way, but once you get past these trees, you can, you know, clear shot down the bank. So Chris got a fish. Looks like a good one from all the splashing going on. So we're headed back to camp. It's pretty cold out. We had a pretty good day. Chris caught 2 fish, one at somewhere between 15 and 17 inches. I hooked into 2 fish, didn't land any. It's cold. So we've come back to this total fail of my my tarp setup. Chris's tent with having blown up and over. The wind doesn't seem to be subsiding at all, so I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to last the night. We'll see. Okay, I've stood it back up. I've brought the corners in closer. I think before I go to bed, I'm just gonna bring them in like the triangle tarp.
This wind is going to kill us.
So it's about 6:30, and it's cold enough that we're turning in. Now I'll tell you, this is the first time I've done a tarp configuration like this. I don't particularly care for it because at least pitching it on dirt, just because everything is dirty now. There's so much wind that the wind is blowing up the dirt, and my bag and my sleeping pad, everything is just has a fine layer of dirt on it, which is not pleasant. As you can see, I've sort of put my bag out in the middle. We're on a weird slope. This isn't the best campsite, that's for sure. It's probably the worst one that I've ever picked in terms of shelter. It's really not sheltered at all. But what I've done is folded over the front flap, and I'm reaching down underneath to tighten these to get in and out. So now it's tight. I won't be able to get out unless I loosen it. I've got my bag here in front of the hole. I'm going to prop up my other trekking pole to add a little bit more stability. So yeah, I've got a good bit of space. I just propped the other trekking pole up right next to it. I imagine in the middle of the night this is probably going to come down, and I'll probably have to prop it back up. We'll see. Got plenty of room though. Now that I think about it, I should probably be sleeping on this side because that seems to have the most headroom, and not on the side that's going to be constantly blowing on me. That would be the smart thing to do. So I know it's going to be cold tonight. It's going to get down into the low 20s probably. My bag is rated for 19 with a comfort rating of 30. So we'll see how things go. I'm not gonna double up on my clothes yet. I've got plenty of layers to wear, but I think what I'll do is I'll sleep in my clothes, and I've got some extra layers handy if I need it. That's some wind. Good thing I've got earplugs.
So it's about 6:30 on Sunday, and the tarp survived. I don't know what condition it's in, but it's still standing. The wind was crazy pretty much for most of the night. I mean, it's switched directions. It's come at me from the top, from the bottom, from the side. About 4:30, it started doing like this tornado swirling thing around the tent, and it was kicking up all sorts of dust inside the tent. It was pretty crazy. It seems like there's not too much smoke out. I'll see when I get out, but it was pretty clear last night. About 10:30, the wind shifted and started coming in from the west, and the smoke came in. That lasted about 2 hours, and then it seemed to clear. So I'm not sure what it's like out there, but I'm not really smelling any smoke from in here, so that's a good sign. And it wasn't too cold. I didn't get cold at all. This wind isn't helping much now, but yeah, for most of the night it wasn't cold in the slightest. The amount of dirt and debris that's on everything is ridiculous. Everything and everywhere. So here was my setup inside the tarp. I had my pack up against the door and against the wall as a windbreak, and then my two clothing bags, the jacket bag that has the rain jacket and the puffy or the soft shell, and then my sleeping kit also up against the wall, because when I went to bed last night, the wind was coming from this direction. I threw my rod case there as well as my shoes. Had the SOL escape light bivy as the ground cloth, because it is somewhat insulating, so that would help. And then I had my sleeping pad and my sleeping bag. Here's my door. I'll show you how it works when I get out. So for the door, what I did is I moved the edges closer together, just like the triangle tarp, and then this first tie down above where it's staked. I just put the guy line in there, attached it to that stake down there, and so what that allowed me to do was, once I was inside, I was able to come down here from inside, grab this, run this up, tighten it up, and close things off, and then block it with my pack. Let's see how it looks. Well, doesn't look the worse for wear. All the hold downs, or all the tie downs are holding. Looks like, yeah, everything held together. It's just got really loose. You can see there the havoc the wind played with Chris's tent. His rainfly is all over the place. Wow, we've got actual clouds this morning. Look at that. I'm not smelling too much smoke. That's a good thing. So it's just after 8, and it's really, really cold. Smoke's okay. There's blue sky with some dark clouds, so we're not quite sure what the weather's doing. But it's windy, just as windy as yesterday, so we're gonna
head over to Vogelsang High Sierra Camp and check that out. And if the conditions are better there, then we'll fish. And if not, we'll probably just head back to the cars. It's tough fishing conditions, and given the temperature, just chasing fish isn't something that's appealing right now. Vogelsang High Sierra Camp. Showers, maybe? Yeah, that looks like showers. I'm gonna go this way. Probably pit toilets, I would imagine. I think what we're looking at is, well, I'm gonna Half Dome and then Clouds Rest. Okay, Chris is going on that side of the lake. I'm going on this side, and we're gonna meet in the middle. We're gonna fish it fast. I think we're gonna try to sight fish as much as possible, limit the prospecting. So far I've seen one fish following, so that's a good sign. Okay, so I had a strike literally as I went to turn off the camera. It may have been caught on film, I don't know. So we'll try it again. It was a small fish, maybe 6 inches. I noticed there's a sandbar over here, so I'll try prospecting around that. Well, so far, no fish. I've missed 2 fish and had 1 follow. I can't see how Chris is doing from here. He's in a bunch of rocks which are probably fairly sheltered, so maybe he's doing pretty well over there. So still working my way around the bank, not seeing any cruising fish. I've hooked into 2 fish, but wasn't able to land them. I can't really see what Chris is doing over there. He's on a rock right now. I can only presume he's having similar luck. The missed fish pattern continues. I missed 2 more fish. It's about 50 degrees out here, and I am freezing. I am probably about halfway around the lake, and I think once I get over to Chris, I think I'll call it a day. So, seeing lots of shallow water, lots of drop-offs, very few weeds. There's a smattering of rocks, but not really seeing any cruising fish, even when the wind goes down. So I think this is going to be the weekend of missed strikes for me. I missed 4 strikes here so far. I missed 1 at the first lake, and then I missed 2, I think, at the second lake. Soft, very tarny over here. Soft, tarny marsh. Finally, I've got a fish on. I saw this fish cruising over here, and I threw it out, and sure enough, looks like I won't go home skunked after all. He took the stillwater nymph. I don't know, what is that, 11 inches? Something like that. I thought he might spook in this thin water, but I plopped it out about 10 feet in front of him and let him move forward, and then gave it a slow retrieve, and he was on it. So I'm on the opposite bank now, the same bank as Chris. Lots of weeds over here. I'm not seeing any fish in the weed beds, but that's uh-oh. It looks like I got myself into a bog. Chris and I are doing a little bushwhacking to find the next lake. So Chris and I have come out to a lake that we thought was Brook Trout Lake, and it turns out that it is. My third cast, I think it was, picked up a 6-inch brook trout. Chris picked up an 8-inch brook trout on his first cast. Hopefully we find bigger fish. Who knows? There's a fish right down in there. I think it could be a rock, but it looks like it's moving slowly. I don't know if I can get a cast to it. Oh, that's no good. I gotta watch out these trees. Oh, and a different fish took it. How funny. Okay, where did he go? He was right about there. There we go. Where did that fish go? Bummer. He moved away. That other fish took my fly and then he moved away. Bummer. Looks like another small brook trout on the stillwater nymph. Okay, one more cast here and then I want to move and go to deeper water to look for some bigger fish. So I can see the fish cruising there. See there are a couple of fish right on the other side of this pine tree. What I'm going to try to do is see if I can spot some bigger fish. There's that tiny brook trout right there in front of me. I'm going to cast out into this deeper water and hope there's some bigger fish there. One fish that I just saw, just so I can sort of gauge the size, and it's like a 7-inch fish. Let's see here. Jeez, come on, stop. Yeah, 7 inches probably. So we're finally someplace where we can sight fish, which is a pleasant surprise. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just walking this bank. I'm gonna look for bigger fish. I'll prospect in maybe a little bit of the deep water to see if there's a bigger fish there, but mostly we're only gonna be here for like an hour or so. I'm just gonna look, try to target big fish, try to keep the smaller fish off my fly. From this high vantage point, I get a pretty good view of the water and the fish that are cruising below. A pretty healthy brook trout. Not quite in spawning colors yet. So we fished about 40 minutes, maybe an hour. I haven't seen any bigger fish, so we're gonna head back to the trailhead. The little one spooked.
The big one's still here.
Yeah. Well, the big one's like, this is Yosemite, no hunting.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big doe.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing.
So we're back at the car, safe and sound. We did 10 miles today. We did 8 miles yesterday. Overall, we had a great trip. We were able to catch 3 different types of trout. The weather today cleared up. It's beautiful blue skies out. The wind wasn't as bad as it was yesterday. Smoke wasn't nearly as bad. I did forget to mention what knife I'm carrying this weekend. I've got my dark timber honey badger with me, and Chris has my Phobos Tier 1 Mini. So that's all she wrote. If you watched the entire video, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for coming along.